What is up, y'all? It's your girl, Brand New, and I'm back in the building for a recap of Real Housewives of Atlanta. This is season 10, and I believe this is episode 4. Okay. Now, these are my motherfucking housewives. This episode brought me back to where this show should be. You know, the mess, the drama, the shit that we all love. It's been... last episode was better than the first episode, but it still, you know, was missing some things. But, yeah, this episode was a lot better, more interesting, more shit going on. Let's just get off into it first. Greg is doing better. There's no blockage as far as his heart is concerned, which is really good. I really like Greg. He's old school. He is real. I've always liked that about Greg. So he's, you know, they just kind of showed him getting off the car, and they're home from the hospital, and, you know, NeNe is worried about Greg even pushing luggage at this point. She's like, should you even have that? And Greg is saying, you know, he'll be okay. NeNe is basically trying to comfort him, and they sit down on the couch, end up talking. Greg realizes that the issues with his heart are that his heart beats normal for a few beats, and then it slows down. Then it stops for a few beats. So that's a problem. They begin discussing pacemakers, and, you know, Greg needs to see a cardiologist, and NeNe is going to accompany, look at me, can't get my fucking words out. She is going to go with him. I'll use that damn word since I can get that out. She's going to go with him to see the cardiologist to make sure everything is working out fine as far as that. And I think NeNe really realizes that how serious the situation is with Greg. You know, he's always with her. They've been married and been together for a long time. So, you know, this is a very vulnerable situation for NeNe, and it was a wake-up call. It kind of seemed like she didn't realize that it was so big, and then as, you know, time has went on, she's realized that, you know, they really need to take this serious. So, the best of luck to Greg and his health. Okay, next we got Sheree and her kids. They're talking about getting some gift, some candle for Tiara. She was telling her son to get dressed and, you know, get himself together. Jack Daniels, what the fuck kind of name is that for a fucking therapist? But he brings his ass over to help out with Sheree's sorry-ass storyline of her telling these damn kids, these grown kids, that their father was abusive. One thing I want to point out is I love Sheree's hair. I feel like it looked nice on her. I like the locks, the little island girl look. That's one of the best styles I've ever seen on Sheree. And Sheree admits to the therapist that she's ashamed about the abuse she endured with Bob, and that she also shares that the Coalition for Domestic Violence reached out to her, and they kind of want her to be a spokesperson. And I and the therapist both agree that Sheree needs to tell her motherfucking kids about the abuse that went on before she can even speak on such a platform for the Coalition for Domestic Violence. How the fuck you ain't told your kids, but you considering that? You know, so just something is not right with Sheree, you guys. Tell them motherfucking kids, let's move the fuck on. I want to hear about Prison Bae. That's who the fuck I want to hear about, Sheree. Not all this bubblegum bullshit and, oh, you can't get over it. And, you know, I'm not being insensitive, you guys. Domestic violence is very serious, but it's just how she's dragged this out. It's lots of women that has went through this, and they tell their kids, you know, they ain't got no motherfucking choice. So who you think you are? So her whole thing with the therapist is, he says, you know what, I got to give you some homework. And within the next 2 weeks, you know, you need to be telling your kids what happened between you and their father and how abusive he was. So that's that. Next, we got Kandi. She is preparing for her cover with Essence. Don Juan is stressed out about packing Kandi's bag. I'm sitting here looking like, Kandi, pack your own fucking bag. Kandi states pretty much how she misses Kwame and Carmen because they would have made sure her bags were packed. They don't even have a hotel to where they're going. Kandi is going to be shooting the cover for Essence and stuff, so they don't even have a hotel. Everything is packed. And that's pretty much the situation with Kandi. Next, we have, they do little small clips, and I'm just going to go off of what was important that I noticed or something that really shocked me and annoyed me, which was Kenya and them damn water bottles she was setting up. And I guess she was showing an assistant how to set the stuff up and for a pop-up shop. I have no clue. Bitch, I thought your hair care products was going to be in Sally's. Are they in Walmart? Like, where the fuck are they, Kenya? You said that the shit would be there. I never seen it when I went. So, y'all let me know about that. Didn't she say CVS or Rite Aid or somebody picked her up? Somebody picked her up. So, y'all let me know. Did you ever try this shit? Buy this shit? Did this shit work? Okay, that was just annoying. Anyways, next we got Lauren. And she's at Porsha's house, and she basically explains that she's changing and is about to be 30. And, you know, she basically feels like she doesn't tell Porsha things because she doesn't want to stress Porsha out. Lauren is also afraid that Porsha will outgrow her. And then Porsha, they end up talking about the salon. Porsha says that when it comes to salon and other things, she doesn't really know what she's doing. And she needs Lauren. And then they're in this together and they're a team. Lauren, get away from Porsha now. I get you guys are sisters. But Lauren, you either need to work with Porsha and start your own business, or you don't need to work with Porsha, because you're going to always feel like you're in her shadows and she's treating you a certain way. You're going to always feel like that because Porsha has a slick mouth at times. Like, I didn't like how she was talking to Lauren that last episode. Well, I'm the one putting my money. Bitch, we know it's your money, but don't forget who's helping you. I didn't like how she treated Lauren with that. So Lauren, honey, you can't expect for your family to have your back. You have to have your back. You know what I'm saying? You have to start your own business. Do something for Lauren and your baby. You know, don't expect Porsha to do stuff with you, for you all the time, because Porsha thinks about Porsha. And at 30, yeah, you definitely want to have your own shit going, Lauren. So I just feel that Lauren is too dependent on Porsha. And that's just the situation. These two, maybe you can do business with her, Lauren, part-time, but you definitely need to work on your own shit. That's basically what the fuck you need to do. You don't need to depend on your sister all the time. Next, we got Monique Smith, which is, y'all remember Chuck Smith's wife. She was on season 6. She is at NeNe's house. NeNe realizes, you know, she lets Monique know that, hey, it's a lot been going on since Greg has been in the hospital, and she just pretty much, like I said, realizes that what is her life without Greg? She does all things with him. You know, she's just sad that she's had to go through all of this as far as Greg's health, and she feels bad for him. And Monique seems concerned about Greg as well, saying, you know, he's the voice of reason and we need to keep him around. And, you know, NeNe agrees with her. Then NeNe tells Monique about her girls' engaged white party that she's going to be throwing. Now, the theme is never forget is the theme, and never forget you've been to NeNe's house. And then NeNe's gay friend, I think NeNe had mentioned, oh, well, that's the thing because Porsha forgot that she had been to my house. She had mentioned she ain't never been, but she was there. They showed a picture of NeNe, Monique, and Porsha at NeNe's house. So I guess that's why she named the theme Never Forget. And then NeNe's gay friend and Monique, they recommend that Porsha come to the party, and NeNe ends up reading a text message from Porsha about, you know, them sitting down, and she wants to figure out why NeNe is so angry with her. And NeNe basically feels like Porsha was caught up in the situation with Kandi and Phaedra, and NeNe felt like Porsha threw Phaedra under the bus with the whole situation with Kandi. I agree with that as well. I think it became, oh, I was a pawn, and I was this, and I was that. It was that victim shit, and that's why I stopped liking Porsha, you guys, last season, because I wasn't so much on the Kandi. I'm not on Kandi's side with that either. I don't feel like Kandi is all that motherfucking innocent. But what I will say is I didn't like the whole cast ganging up on Phaedra, because I felt like Porsha didn't have to repeat what Phaedra said. Never repeat shit that you haven't heard from your own ears. You don't do that. So to me, you have to own what you did. So, I get that Phaedra betrayed her. I'm not saying that she didn't, but I just feel like, Porsha, you are a grown-ass woman. You are not a diddy bop. Shit, you know how to fucking say the right thing. You know not to repeat shit that you know is not true, or you don't really have any proof. Like, you shouldn't have did that shit. So I'm with NeNe on that. Okay, next we have Kenya and Sheree. They take a spin class. And yes, Sheree is definitely in better shape than Kenya. Kenya kept making comments about, oh, well, the proof is in the pudding, and, it's too much pudding over there. And, she was trying to be shady and shit towards Sheree, but Sheree has a better body than you, Kenya. So you need to get it together. Anyways, after they finish up the class, Kenya tells Sheree she has a PSA and she wants her to be a part of it. Sheree is flattered and tells her she'll think about it. She's already been asked to be a spokesperson of the Coalition of Domestic Violence. So that's pretty much what their scene was about. Next we have Kandi. She shoots her cover for Essence and she looks nice. I really like the wigs that she had on and the outfit she wore. So, good job, Kandi. Next, we have Cynthia and NeNe. They have a brief chat about Greg's health. Cynthia and Will, they end up meeting for a date for ice cream. Cynthia, I have to mention something. I hated your motherfucking hair that you was wearing, that motherfucking afro. You should have had... It wasn't even afro. It was a curly afro. You should have had a motherfucking hat on. I didn't like the front. It didn't look full enough. Normally, she slays those type of hairstyles, but no, you should have had on a motherfucking hat. Anyways, and then something was up with her makeup. You should have did like a bun. I think Cynthia is the prettiest when she's not really trying and she just wears her hair straight to the back, ponytail, bun. That would have worked for you, Cynthia, on this date. Anyways, her and Will sit down, they eat ice cream, and Will brings up that he notices he's on a lot of blogs. Cynthia says she notices that too, but Cynthia knows that, it just comes with living your life in the spotlight. And then they just talk about going forward, how they both realize they need to be on the same page and communicate, if things are going to work out between them. And then Will asks about coming to Lake Bailey, and Cynthia's like, yeah, if things keep going good, sure, you could come by Lake Bailey. I bet you want him at Lake Bailey, Cynthia, and in them draws, okay? I know what you're thinking, girl, because that Will is a cutie, and I like him. Okay, next we got NeNe. She's setting up for the party. Marlo rings the bell. She comes in like she's going to breakfast in a fucking robe or whatever. And, she comes in and they end up talking about how, NeNe had mentioned to us, I guess, in her confessionals, they ain't spoken for years. They end up seeing each other a couple of weeks ago at the mall and valet, and they argued. And then after they argue, they end up talking and, I guess making up. So that's pretty much what they talk about. Then Marlo mentioned that, you were mad that I was friends with Kenya. And NeNe said she can admit to that. And I was shocked that NeNe admitted that she was mad that Kenya and Marlo were friends. I didn't think she would ever really own that. I thought she would say, no, you were acting funny. You were being, what did she call Marlo? Opportunist. I thought she would go that route, but she pretty much owned it. She didn't want Marlo and Kenya being friends, and she didn't really ever say why, but that's pretty much what they said. And then Marlo mentions, that motherfucker Marlo shady as fuck. She mentions how Porsha, where's Porsha at? And I heard her house is bigger than yours. And then NeNe looks annoyed, and it was just kind of funny. That motherfucking Marlo is a fool. So next we got Derek J. I said we got Derek J. Is Derek J? No, Derek J is in a couple of more scenes. Next, we got Sheree, I should say. Y'all, I'm looking at my notes and the bitch is a little off track, but y'all work with me. Next, we got Sheree. Sheree is over at Kim's house. Sheree tells Kim that she has to bring a gay, and since Kim used to be gay, Sheree's gonna bring her. Thought that was funny. And Kim tried to play dumb like she don't remember when her ass was gay. Bitch, you was gay for that girl Tracy back in the day. Don't play like you never was, Kim. Anyways, Kim is in her confessional talking about she doesn't understand why people say Sheree would be the first to rat somebody out. She doesn't understand this whole bone collector thing of why people call Sheree that. Kim, shut the fuck up. And, cause you sitting up here talking about, Sheree would never do any of that to me. Bitch, please, it's a matter of time before she plays your ass. Because she did almost pull your motherfucking wig off your head season 2. And you was calling her bitches and y'all was arguing. You bitches act like we forgot that you was once into it. So it takes one situation and y'all will be back pulling each other's wigs and, doing what y'all do. So, that was annoying to me how Kim tried to play dumb. So next you got, Kim, and she starts talking to Sheree about how she saw NeNe, in Saks, and I guess, she noticed her, and then she ended up leaving, and then she went out to her car and she noticed her car was parked in a handicapped spot. That was probably for Greg. Shit, he is kind of handicapped right now. But that motherfucking Kim, y'all, that bitch ain't no good. So she took a picture. She took a motherfucking picture of NeNe's car being parked in the motherfucking handicapped spot. And I'm just looking like, damn, just rat her out already. Like, you so motherfucking... To me, that was a fake-ass move. Like, who does that? Like, you go rat somebody out because they parked in handicap. And then, have you even been talking to NeNe to know that Greg has been in the hospital? You old judgmental-ass bitch. Y'all, I can do Kim because she can be funny and messy. But I don't like the fake-ass shit that Kim be doing. It's too much for me. Okay, so next we got NeNe's little party. And we got Derek J is in the house. I see Bow Wow's mom is there. Why they don't give Bow Wow mom no camera time? What's up with that? My girl Lisa Wu is looking good. But what the fuck is up with her motherfucking neck? It looked like she getting a Florida Evans neck where, she could barely move. I don't want to be making fun of her though, you guys. She may have had a health issue. But yeah, I did notice the neck looked a lot different than it ever did. Then they all in a confessional talking about they don't know the theme of NeNe's party. Is it the girls and the gays or never forget and never forget what? And, they don't know the motherfucking theme. So then they show a clip of Porsha, how she's with Lauren, talking about how she doesn't care about, she's not invited to NeNe's party. Porsha, bitch, stop fronting. You know motherfucking well you wish you was at that party with everybody else, but you are not invited. So you keep playing with them wigs with your sister. Y'all figure the business shit out, and you go on and do you. So anyways, next we got Kenya. She talks to Cynthia at the party, and she's pretty much telling her how she has seen Cynthia and her new man are in the blogs and stuff. What's going on with that? And Cynthia said, you know, she's still tripping out over that as well. Next, did y'all check out motherfucking Derek J is in the motherfucking house. Derek J always looks uber uncomfortable. I really like him, but I notice he always looks kind of uncomfortable and shit. But anyways, Derek J and Kim hug. Kim already acting funny, talking about she only drinking the shit that she came with. Then Kim is complaining about how hot it is. And somebody check her AC. And Kim, you such a fake ass bitch. You better be lucky it wasn't me. Because I would tell your ass to exit left and keep it fucking moving with all your complaints. She's making faces. And I noticed she always complained about somebody's house. Remember when Kandi at first got her house, she was saying little shit. Meanwhile, this bitch is being put out of her house. So Kim, you's a fake ass bitch for that. Next we have NeNe. She sees Sheree and Kim while she's sitting up there with Cynthia, Marlo, and Kenya. And she pretty much calls them over there. And then NeNe ends up getting up and walks toward them. And then, you know, Lisa Wu greets them as well. And then they all end up going inside. And once they settle inside, Kim brings up how she saw NeNe in the mall. Kim, are you lying? Didn't you say you didn't even know? And then you tried to say, oh, well, I didn't know if that was you. I hate when people do that. Bitch, just admit that you saw me and you didn't speak. Like, I don't like that fake ass shit. So Kim says she didn't recognize who NeNe was with. She thought it wasn't Brent, so she didn't know if that was her. That's why she didn't speak. Girl, bye. NeNe says, yeah, I was there and I was with a handicapped person. And then everybody laughed. And the handicapped person, I'm believing, was Greg. So Kim, you full of shit. Anyways, Marlo congratulates Kenya on her marriage. Marlo says, I haven't met him. Everybody else has met him. And Sheree said, well, none of us has met him. And then Kim says, it's not going to happen, bitch, because he doesn't exist. When Kim said that, you motherfucking Kim, you's a shady ass fool. I fell the fuck out. I was cracking up so loud. Then Cynthia had mentioned, well, I talked to him on the phone. You know, I think Cynthia said that because Kim kept saying he doesn't exist and where is he, all this shit. And so Marlo said she visited his restaurant in Brooklyn. Did y'all catch that part where NeNe was like, Kenya, you need to figure out why Marlo was there in Brooklyn with your man. I thought that was funny. So next, Kim keeps saying, it's all lies. It's a bunch of bullshit. You know, she's talking about Kenya's marriage. She keeps poking the bear. And Cynthia brought that up in her confessional. Then Kenya tells her to shut the fuck up. Why you have a hard on for me? Didn't they cut it off during your reassignment surgery? That was funny, but Kim's shade was funnier. But Kenya is about to top that. So then Kim asks, where is Kenya's husband? She needs to worry about... And once Kim asks where Kenya's husband, they show Kenya, and she says that Kim needs to worry about her husband and her 10 kids. If she's so happy with them, why the fuck is she worried about what I'm doing? Kim calls Kenya ugly. Kim, you can't do that, sweetie, because you're not really that pretty to me. Kenya looks better than you, but you tried. Okay, so then Kenya finally tells Kim to worry about pimping out her daughter for some John Legend tickets. When I tell you, I was on the floor. I was on the motherfucking floor. I was like, woo! Cracking the fuck up because you got her. And I remember seeing that motherfucking story on the motherfucking Facebook. I seen a little story like that, Kim. So, the way Kim is with Brielle, y'all, anything can be true, but that shit was so motherfucking funny. Kim was not motherfucking having it. She jumps up, come on, bitch, come on. And then that motherfucking Sheree tries to hold Kim back, and they was about to go at it. So that's where they left us. I am so happy this show is finally picking back up into the show that we all know and love, you guys. It was a really good episode, and I am happy that my show is officially back. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. It is your girl, Brand New, and I'm out, you guys.